So a little over a year ago, I decided to finally upgrade my PC to something that can actually play games because this wasn't working out. Of course, in my infinite wisdom, I made an all too common mistake. I spent all my money on the actual PC and barely had any money left for games. Fortunately, games are a lot more affordable on PC than other platforms. Weekly free games on the Epic Games Store and monthly free games on Twitch Prime. You have Steam sales. Steam regularly offers games at as much as 90% off. It was during one of these sales that I picked up Portal 1 and 2 for only $5. Portal is one of those franchises where even if you've never heard of it, you've heard of it. The Cake is a Lie memes, Companion Cube merch, that one Portal gun mod in Minecraft. I know that's kind of specific, but that's where I knew it from. I loved Portal back when I played it for the first time, but I never quite got around to completing all of the challenges, so let's check them out. I'm in the mood for another Steam ribbon. In Portal, you play as silent protagonist Shell, as she is guided through the Aperture Science Computer-Aided Enrichment Center by GLaDOS, the AI who's in charge of the facility. This is a puzzle game. Your goal is just to get to the exit, using this game's main gimmick, portals. Portals in this game are pretty simple, yet incredibly complex at the same time. You have your blue and your orange portal. Whatever goes in one end comes out the other, and the speed of the object is preserved through the portal. When you first start out, the game places all the portals for you, but before long, you can gain control of the blue portal, and not much longer after that, you have control over both. The potential for puzzle design with a concept like this is obvious, but I think it's also important to note that just using the portals is fun on their own. There are so many cool things you can do with just the portal gun in an empty room. Of course, they incorporate portal use very well into the puzzles. You can't place portals on every type of surface, so you can have some test chambers where you can place portals almost anywhere, and the challenge comes from trying to figure out where to put the portals. Or, you can have test chambers where you can only place portals in a few spots, meaning the challenge comes from trying to figure out what order to place them in. There's no one way to complete any puzzle. There are usually several different ways to get to the exit, which I like. Instead of looking for the one correct answer to the puzzle, the devs literally just give you the tools you need and tell you to find a way out. They don't care how. There's this one test chamber in Chapter 6 where the exit is at the top of an elevator. If you want, you can complete this long, drawn-out puzzle to lower the elevator, or you can just use the ceiling and momentum to launch yourself up to the door. They managed to do this without making you feel like you're breaking the game, though. Every time you find an easier way to get through a stage, you don't feel like you aren't doing it right. You feel like you've accomplished something by finding an easier way. I think a big part of this is that you can tell the devs knew about these little shortcuts and put them here on purpose, but we'll talk about that more later. The level design is honestly great. The first few chapters before you get full control of the portal gun can maybe be a little slow on repeat playthroughs, but that's really the only thing that I would change. So Portal plays well, big deal. Lots of games with great gameplay don't go on to become complete cultural phenomenons, so why did Portal? The humor. GLaDOS is absolutely hilarious. Portal pioneered a very specific type of dark humor that would later go on to be used very heavily in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. It's kind of hard to describe if you don't already know what I'm talking about. There's a good chance that literally every single line in this game has been made into a meme of some sort. I don't really want to spoil it any more than I have to. It's really best experienced for yourself. The whole campaign is pretty short. Even a first playthrough should only take a few hours, and there's not really much else to it. One thing you do get is the bonus maps. These are split into two tabs, Advanced and Challenges. Advanced maps are literally just harder versions of maps from the main campaign. Maybe you can't touch the floor, maybe there are fewer surfaces to put portals on, maybe all the cubes have been turned into balls that roll around now. There are only 6 of these, so you should breeze through them. The challenge maps aren't quite so easy. These chambers are unchanged from the regular game. You just basically have to do a challenge run through them, using the least amount of portals, taking the least amount of steps, or getting through in the fastest time. You have to complete every challenge on every map if you want 100%, and they are actually quite difficult. Using the least portals is easy. You just put the right portals in the right place and you're done. Easy as that. Taking the least amount of steps is annoying. It just feels a little too strict about what constitutes a step. Literally any movement increases the counter, even if the movement isn't really your fault. It feels kind of wonky. I always did this one first just to get it over with. My personal favorite is the fastest possible time challenge. Portal feels made for speedrunning, and I had a ton of fun trying to optimize movement through the map. You remember those sneaky shortcuts from earlier? Well, you will need all of those here. Remember that test chamber from earlier that you could almost completely skip? Bet you thought you were going to get an amazing time with that little trick, didn't you? Nope, the devs knew. To get gold on that map, you have to complete it in under 10 seconds. You probably won't even get it on your first attempt. And the amazing thing is, even by the final challenge of the final test chamber, I was still learning new tricks like how to more accurately control gravity while moving through a portal, or even experimenting with portal bumping, a trick you can do that's technically a glitch, but it is so much fun to learn, to use, and look for places to use it in. I really think that that's the headline here. The simple mechanics are so much fun that you can get hours and hours of enjoyment from the same 6 test chambers. This game actually teaches you how to think with portals, and it's so much fun. I can't recommend it enough. Unfortunately, this game isn't available on the PS4 or the Switch, and is only available on the Xbox One through backwards compatibility with the Xbox 360. I think it would be awesome to see this game come to modern platforms. I somehow managed to put 40 hours into it since I bought it, so make of that what you will. I can't wait to talk about the sequel, but that's a video for another day, so until then, check out Portal. So this week has been crazy. It's the last week of the grading period, so I've had absolutely no time to do anything other than schoolwork for the past 7 days, and now it is the day that this video is supposed to go up, and I'm still recording and editing, so that's lovely. I'm really not good at end cards. You know, you're probably better at end cards than me, so I trust that you know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't. Drop a like on the video if you liked it. That is what the like button is for, after all. Follow me on social media. Join my Discord server. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and share the video if you liked it. Share my other videos. That would be wonderful. And I guess that's about all I've got for you, so until next week, peace out.